You are going to get a quarter bag of clay. Okay, please resist the temptation. Okay, look at me, not the camera. Resist the temptation to poke and have fun with the clay, because you're going to use the clay a lot. Everybody wants to poke. That's just going to create air bubbles inside the clay, and you don't want that. So when you grab the clay, you want to tear off a piece. Would you mind grabbing that 8-ball on the table over there? Thank you. You want to just tear off, and it's okay if you tear off a couple pieces. 2, thank you. Or if you tear it off all at one time. I'm just showing you that this is possible. But what you want to do, kind of like what Maria was doing yesterday on the film, instead of just kind of placing it, you want to grab the clay and kind of smash it in. That helps create fewer air bubbles. You look all icky in your face. Okay. Any clay you're not using, let's see, that's going to be a little too much. Any clay you're not using, you must keep it covered in plastic. It will start to dry out. With the air ventilation system in here, it really does dry out pretty fast if you don't keep it covered all the time. So, like I said, really kind of smash it together. And you want to start to get a piece, and you want to watch out so you don't pick up little glass pieces because of the stained glass. You want to start getting a piece of clay that might be roughly about or a little bit smaller than this 8-ball. I'll keep this right here so you can kind of do this and look at it. If you had it really a lot smaller, add a little more clay and vice versa. So that's a pretty good size, okay, a little bit smaller. So if you're wondering if it's too big or too small, walk right up here and do this, okay, because I can't get to everybody at once kind of thing. All right, so there are air bubbles inside this clay. Will you close the door, please, back there? Thank you, because of the noise. So we're going to wedge first, okay? This clay's not ready to go because it'll have air bubbles inside of it. When you wedge, and I'm going to ask everybody to do what I do, like you're in 3rd grade. Please put the base of your thumbs together, and then you are going to imagine that you have a ball inside your hands there, and you're going to wrap your hands around the ball. That will prevent you from going flat like this, and when you push on it, it'll make a burrito. Right? You want to keep it kind of in a ball shape. Now, you have to imagine using the heels of your hands, and you're going to push and kind of lean your hands back like that, and you're going to push with the heels of your hand, and you're going to kind of push down and forward on the clay. And I'm being real specific because if you don't know these things, it'll just kind of go all haywire on you. So you're going to push enough to make a little indent. Then the idea, and you're not going to open your hands up like this, I'm just showing you, is to roll it back up just a little bit, and then again, kind of get that little push and twist with your wrists. Push and push and twist, push, twist, and notice how my hands are around the outside, and you wind up getting kind of a little spiral over here, and that's a good thing. And you saw Maria yesterday doing this kind of thing, and then she would turn it in a different direction, and that helps this clay become, again, one piece of clay instead of several pieces kind of stuck together. Occasionally, and you need water at your table, you won't need much. If you don't have a water bucket at your table, borrow one of these, okay? You just need to kind of dip your fingertips and do that every couple minutes, okay? Otherwise, the clay will dry out quite a bit. And after a while, you get this rhythm going, and if you get this little tongue sticking out you right there, that's totally cool, okay? Then you're gonna flop it on the other side and make sure it gets mixed together in multiple directions. If the clay is really wet, it'll start sticking to the table. And if that happens, just move over and you're fine, okay? Lots of simple solutions. Don't forget this, guys, okay? If you're working with dry clay and we start making our pinch pot, the rim is going to start to crack and separate, and that only gets worse as it dries. Okay, so, and as you wedge, you want to wedge it at least 60 or 70 times if you're counting, okay? At the end of the wedging process, you can kind of just wedge softer and softer and softer and softer until that little tongue goes away. These little lines on the outside, I like to wipe across those lines so they don't wind up developing into cracks as we work the clay. So just kind of wipe those away, and you can stop this one.